Software developer versus software engineer. So you trying to pick the right one? Well, you reached the right video. Let me explain. This video was brought to you by DigiLink Academy, your #1 source to learn how to make money programming and get that six-figure salary you desire. Our academy have a wide range of courses, including 3K in 30 days, our mentorship membership program, and much more. When you sign up for our free community, you get access to our membership community with like-minded professional who's going to help take your career to the next level. So let's take the first step to get started and really take your career to the next level with our 7-step money guide today. So let's go ahead and click the link below to sign up for our free 7-step guide to help you get your career started today. So guys, a lot of you guys are trying to determine, do you want to go into software engineer or be a software developer? And I want to give you guys some tips that's going to allow you to make the right decision and really put you in a position to make the right choice that's going to make you happy and put you in a position to make that six-figure income. First of all, guys, you can't go wrong either way. Both are really good careers, both put you in a position to make that six figures. It really comes down to what's right for you and your skill set and what comes natural to you and what you want to work in, because that's really going to play a major role in which one you want to go with, guys. So let me tell you guys a quick story, and I made some bullet points here so I can make sure that I hit these points effectively. So when you're in college, guys, this is where it's going to really kind of stand out as far as just which direction you're going to go, and you're going to have to make a decision at this point. If you're a college student, you probably got two options right here: software engineering and computer science. Software engineering goes more towards the computer engineering route, and computer science go more towards the software development route. At this point, the education, what you learn, is going to be drastically different depending on what you're going to go, which route you're going to go. Both heavily focus on software in parts of it. It's just the computer science really go into the software, where the software engineering more focus on some of the hardware and the integration between the hardware and the software. So it's a major difference there when it comes to learning. So when you're in college and you're trying to pick the right one, I can definitely tell you the computer science route is going to have less science or less math in it, and science actually. So depending on what you're trying to do, I know a lot of you guys run away from math. Guys, you got to pick one that's gonna rep your skill set. As far as just educational, I'm gonna be honest with you, the engineering is gonna be a lot harder depending on which school you go to, so kind of keep that in mind too. But as far as just the salary, generally speaking, now don't take this as the default, but the engineer is gonna typically pay more. But when you're in college, guys, it really comes down to, you know, getting one that's right for you as far as just the coursework, what you're comfortable with, what that school's known for, and what program's gonna help you guys reach that level even faster. So as you pick the right one in college, you have to be mindful of these differences and all that. The good news is, once you get in the real world, as far as just the job market and working for certain companies, the lines blur even more, guys, because from a learning standpoint, there's a clear difference when it comes to the hardware and software, but each company is different depending on how they market these two, guys. You can have a pure software company who don't deal with hardware at all, still have software engineers on the team, and their roles are more traditionally software developers. So when you're dealing with corporate America, each company deals with the role titles a little bit different, so you have to really kind of look at the specific task that you're going to do to really figure out which one is definitely going to be what you want to do going forward, and what that job is going to be, the expectations of you on the job. What I found out is, guys, when a company's trying to when a company wants to make you look as smart and technology friendly as possible, it leans towards the engineering side of the fence. You notice Facebook, Google, any of the Silicon Valleys, they use software engineers, they use JavaScript engineers, they use a lot of engineering. A lot of the companies who are first starting out are maybe not as tech friendly and want to pay tech professionals on a more level playing field as their other employees, they typically lean towards developer, programmer, coder, application specialist, those type of titles. So the amount of money a company want to pay you really come to play also, guys, because you got to look at the BLS. I'm pretty sure you go to the engineering section and the tech specialist section, is going to be a drastic difference in salary as far as just the peaks of each of them. So companies aware of that, so they are very sensitive on the titles. Even if you're going to have more engineering type of role, as a company who want to kind of keep your salary in check, they're going to title you as a developer. So that's one other aspect you have to be concerned with, guys. So I want to make sure I hit all my points here and make sure that I cover this from multiple angles to kind of give you guys perspective on which one to pick. And guys, at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to the end result of the project that you're working on. A lot of the software development projects that I work on is purely purely software. I don't deal with any hardware outside of the actual computer system. If you're dealing with the engineering firm who's maybe got a application, or just say a project, let's say a AC company, and you have mainly develop ACs and engineering, you want software to integrate with that so you can control it on your smartphone. That's going to be typically a software engineer who's going to be doing that particular role, because when you want to press a button on your software, you want that machine to send a certain amount of energy, circuits, communication to that specific hardware. That's typically an engineering role. But not to say that company won't have a pure software developer that reports to that engineer to write the software, that they don't have to necessarily touch the hardware side of things. So there's a mix and match even in certain companies. So it's not just engineers or developers. It really comes down to your role and what the expectations are as far as just that. So you got to be aware of that, guys, and really kind of position yourself for success. Me personally, I am a SQL developer. I don't touch any hardware, so I am a developer. I have done some projects in the past that deal with hardware, but mainly my role was a developer. I dabbled in the architecture side of things when you're dealing with certain companies, but mainly as a developer. So a lot of the stuff that you see me talk about on this channel is purely from a software side. I don't necessarily get into the actual hardware of anything. Just say you're creating an app like Facebook or Twitter or any kind of social media app, and it's going to be working on multiple platforms, being Android, iOS, or even Windows. Those smartphones have components on it as far as just the cameras and all that. As a developer, you don't want to get too deep into the actual component itself and the electronic components and the architecture and all that. That's where you may have to hire a software engineer to really be that bridge between your application and that piece of hardware to ensure that the end user are going to get the best results, guys. So you have to be aware of that. I talk about that in my 7-step guide, guys. So go ahead below and pick that up. It's going to really position you so that you can make the decisions up front, and you can have laser focus to get to that 6-figure salary. And don't be confused about what you guys want to do. And that's my recommendation going forward, guys. Know where you're at, know what you want to do, and really focus on that. And yeah, there are going to be some blurred lines as far as just a software developer versus a software engineer. That's not going to go anywhere. Some companies who clearly have software developers name them software engineers, so I don't see that ending no time soon. But what you should be able to do is look at that job description or ask them what they do on a daily basis to decipher, is that role or the daily task associated with engineering or software development. So go. But at the end of the day, guys, you have made the right decision. You can't go wrong with any one of them. It really comes down to your personal preference, your skill set, what comes easier for you, the job market in your area. Which one is more prevalent as far as just in my area, software developers are the thing. You know, we have a couple of software engineers, but mostly it's probably 80-20. Software development is 80%, the other 20 is software engineers because of just our local economy here. We do engineers, but it's going to be more of the civil, mechanical, agriculture, petroleum, those. As far as the software engineers, going to be more of your industrial companies who deal mainly with hardware. So Silicon Valley, Austin, Texas, even the New Yorks of the world, Chicago's, Washington's, things like that. Those markets going to have a lot more options when it comes to engineers because they're having to deal with high level hardware guys. So I hit all the major points. What do you guys think? Comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Tell me what your job role is and what you guys are seeing in the industry. If you guys haven't already, links are below for my 7-step guide, access to our community, and a lot more resources below, guys. And if you already tried the 7-step guide, go sign up for my premium courses that's going to allow you guys to reach that 6-figure salary and give you access to our membership program and our mentorship program to come up with a custom solution for you guys. So like, subscribe to the content. I have a link right here to the 7-step guide, so go ahead and sign up for it. It's free. Now see you guys in the next video. Peace.